Well, without Vice President Harris spending most of the last week on a tour of critical battleground states, looking to convince a lot of working class Americans that she is a better option than former President Trump. Republicans, meanwhile, they've been labeling her as a, quote, San Francisco liberal and a, quote, California radical over some of her past views on crime and immigration. Harris has since backed away from some of her more liberal promises that she made in 2019, like a fracking ban or a single-payer health care system. But observers say she's trying to appease progressive Democrats who don't think she's doing enough to advance their agenda. So they say she faces a bit of a balancing act. Richie Greenberg joins us, a conservative San Francisco political commentator and former Republican candidate for San Francisco mayor, who's been well acquainted with the vice president for many years. Do you see this pivot? Do you see a change? And does she mean it? What do you see happening from the district attorney and the attorney general of your state that you've known for so many years?
First, thank you, Eric. Good afternoon. I don't believe what she says. Here in San Francisco, we're kind of scratching our heads. Why has she been getting to this point of popularity across America when she has clearly shown over the last years, as when she was a senator, that she was the most progressive, liberal, leftist senator, voted all the way to the far left. And for her to be painted as being someone that is trying to straddle the line, trying to compromise, we don't buy that. I don't buy that. America should not buy that.
Well, is it possible, that she is trying to tack? We've seen this before with politicians where they, kind of tack to the middle for a general election.
Well, yes, you would think. But now we have this, her choice, Tim Walz, as her running mate for vice president. And that right there is another big warning sign. I have colleagues and friends all up and down the state of California who are liberal, who are progressive, and they do not like that she chose Walz as her running mate. He does not represent what they want, and they're now very conflicted.
At the same time, here's a list of some of the changes in policy positions from the vice president. As I said, the fracking ban, a no mandatory buyback program for weapons. She supports an increase now in police. Tougher border policies. Her campaign says she was a tough as nails prosecutor. That's a quote, and that's what she's bringing into the campaign. Do you see, do you see that?
Well, I read that, but I don't believe it. She's been a chameleon. She's flip-flopped over the years. A lot of this, of course, as we know, is just election year posturing, and will say whatever it is that they need to say in order to appeal, especially to the states across the United States that are in flux and don't know the battleground whether they're going to go with Trump or with Harris. But I don't trust her. A lot of us do not trust her, especially when she was Attorney General back in 2014 or so, when she came up with a very deceptive ballot measure title that became Prop 47. And I think across the United States, we all know from what happened here in California what Prop 47 has done. And hopefully we'll be able to undo that this year.
Can you explain what Prop 47 was for our viewers?
Yes, of course, Eric. Prop 47 was a ballot measure that had lowered the threshold for it raised the threshold to $950, so that way any of these perpetrators of crime, if they stole merchandise, and that's what led to these whole massive looting that we see all over California over the last couple of years, it was their get-out-of-jail-free card. And the title of the measure that is put in the voter guide is decided upon or written upon decided by the Attorney General. At that point was Kamala Harris. And she decided to call it the Safe Neighborhoods and Schools Act, which was extremely deceptive, but it wound up making that ballot measure pass. And so we have seen, and here on Fox News, we've talked about it for years now, about this is one of the biggest issues in my mind that we've had here at our public safety and crime. San Franciscans, that's their top issue here in a recent poll is the crime and safety. And a lot of this now we point to Kamala Harris for being the reason that this is now going to another ballot measure this November to try and undo the majority of what Prop 47 did.
Yeah, they're trying to undo that. Finally, a lot of observers are pointing to her changes in policy positions. Here's what Axios says about that. Their headline in this article, they said, Harris pivots from some progressive policies. Vice President Kamala Harris is dialing back several progressive policy positions she's held in recent years. Her changed stances appear to reflect her loyalty to Biden policies, as well as her attempt to win over moderate and independent voters whose support will be crucial in winning the presidency. Do you think that the voters will be looking at what she says now or weighing that with what she said then?
Well, you absolutely need to pay attention to what she said and what she did in the past. And again, I'll use that word chameleon. She's probably saying what it is that voters want to hear, but the crucial battleground states, the Midwest states, I myself, back in the late 90s, I lived in South Dakota, of all places, and I know the people there. Yeah, and I know the people there. I know what it's like to be in the northern plains and rural cities and states. They don't buy it. They're not going to. They do not embrace her choice for vice president's running mate, and she's got a lot of work to do. And we'll see what happens now because we're going in to the all-crucial Democratic convention coming up. Yep. So we'll see what comes out of there. But. Yep. I don't trust her. I'm sorry, but I don't.
All right, Richie Greenberg, Californian through and through, even with your South Dakota experience, Richie. Always good to see you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
The city by the bay. Good to see you.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.